You guys like Duckworth?
Yes.
Grayscale?
Okay.
Fire.
Who is
He's
the
back.
funniest person on the internet right now? Osei.
I think Complex got it right. It's Drewski.
Who do you think is the funniest person on the internet right now?
I think Complex got it right. It's Drewski. Who do you think is the funniest person on the internet right now?
I don't know. I don't know if it's Drewski though. I do like Drewski.
Drewski
You need an answer if you're going to
Drewski,
dispute Drewski.
I'll take Funny Marco. I'll take Funny Marco over
That's
Drewski.
so wrong.
I'll
That's
take
so
Funny
wrong.
That guy is so unfunny.
That's so wrong.
Unfunny? You think he's unfunny?
You think he's the funniest person on the internet?
Damn, that was a cop out answer.
Bro, Drewski is hilarious.
Who makes me laugh the most? I like the Vince Staples. Oh, this Tra Rags, guys. Tra Rags is funnier than Drewski.
I mean, how do you
his
feel
videos?
You feel like it's respectful to call Vince Staples a comedian?
No. I don't think they called him a comedian. I think they titled it perfectly. Funniest people.
They looped him in with a lot of
he's funny, but he's funny on the internet.
Hey, to bring you guys all here, we're talking about Complex dropped a list. It was the top 20 funniest people on the internet.
Yes.
And they had Drewski at the top.
Yeah.
Some other notable names. They had Funny Marco.
So the top 5. We'll do the top 5.
Yeah, do the top 5.
Drewski at 1, which isn't a bad pick. Is a really good
It's
pick.
the right pick.
Ben Dadon, number 2, which I disagree with.
Number 2.
which
We'll
I
talk about it.
definitely
We'll talk
disagree
about it.
with. Mark Phillips and RDC. Shout out. They're fire.
Swap.
Love that they're getting their shit.
Swap.
I would agree with that. Tra Rags, who TikTok, you guys know him, right?
Yeah.
This nigga's hilarious,
He's
bro.
really funny.
And number 5 was Theo Von, which I wouldn't have even been mad if he was number 1. You know who I've been thinking is hilarious?
Who?
And like I'm definitely late. Shane Gillis.
Yeah, Shane Gillis is funny.
Shane Gillis is fucking hilarious.
I was listening to his podcast with the other guy when I went to Thailand. He's pretty funny.
But yeah, like Marco 6, I don't know, Desi Banks. It's some good people on here. I think that internet comedy has taken a turn for the better. I think it's funny how like most of these are black people.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious, bro. It's very, very it can get corny sometimes, which is why I have some qualms with some of the people at the top. But I do think that Drewski being number 1 is probably the right answer, especially after we've seen him do the streams, do the show, while also doing his regular content, and all of it is kind of hit. He did the Could Have Been Records thing, which is huge. So I think Drewski puts himself out there and hasn't missed, which, putting respect on his name, he should be number 1.
Bro, Drewski is hilarious.
He should be
As
number
somebody that didn't, I'll be honest and say I don't know half the people on this list. I'm not super ingrained in sketch comedy, social media comedy.
Yeah.
But from what I've seen, nobody makes me laugh harder than Drewski.
Yeah.
To me, 1 and 2 are Drewski and Theo Von. To me, those two are clearly the funniest people on this list, in my opinion.
I think one thing I respect about Drewski too is that a lot of other comedians like work with artists or use famous people to like rise up. I think Drewski really got it out the mud and just like was making skits that were relatable.
Yeah.
I think he continues to do that. Obviously, once in a while you see artists in his videos, but it almost feels like they need him more than he needs them.
I don't think he's relying on it at all to be funny.
Exactly.
And that's why I heard you guys kind of allude to it, but I'm like, why is Ben Dadon too? Because I don't think Ben Dadon is that funny, and I personally only know Ben Dadon because of the Drake video.
I think Ben makes very niche humor that like relates to like, I don't know, there's like a subsection of black culture that he relates to. And I think that he wouldn't have gotten out of that if Drake hadn't like put him on tour.
And I think at his high points, I think he could be there. Like when he's really funny, it's great, but I think he's one of those people that I think is definitely missed a couple times.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's why I'm like a little hesitant. RDC has been at it for forever.
Yeah.
And I think
amazing.
respect needs to be put on their name because I think it's really for all ages. Like in a lot of different niches, because like they have their whole like obviously like they're doing like skits for Kendrick and Drake. They do basketball, they do anime, long form content with like they like have anime debates. They're in the streaming world now. Like I like that they're all together. Shout out Mark Phillips is also dope. He's one of the like leaders of this shit. He's trying to do like a production studio. They do full ass like TV shows and things like that. That's
cool.
They're really creative. Do you think this era of internet comedy is better than Vine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is Vine Part 2, Vine Phase 2.
Damn,
I
yeah.
think all this internet comedy is born from Vine in a way. You know what I'm saying? Vine was a test run, and they don't necessarily need one platform to be funny or to experiment or to make people laugh.
There was nobody on Vine close to as funny as Drewski. There wasn't.
There wasn't. I agree with you, but there were random videos from unfamous people that were funnier than Drewski videos.
Like, yeah, just like there are on TikTok.
Yeah,
just like
you know what I mean. I think that was the.
If we're talking about creators that are making a living off of being funny on these platforms, Drewski's the best I've ever seen, bro.
I agree.
From the Could Have Been Records shit and the show that we all watched in the living room, even though it's ridiculous
that shit got
and
bad. That
insanely
shit got bad
stupid.
After episode 2.
Yeah. But he is funny, and I don't know. I just want to talk about Theo Von too. Because personally, because he's white. I want to talk about him because he's white. Personally, I think he also could have been one. Those two are a switch for me because when Drewski sat down on the Theo Von podcast, it was hilarious. But Theo was killing Drewski the whole time.
He bodied him,
and it was the only time I've ever seen Drewski like laugh more than be laughed at on a live stream podcast or skit.
I think it's different because that's why I put respect on Funny Marco's thing too, because long form is difficult. You know what I mean? Streaming is a different beast. You know what I mean? I don't even compare it to, but like long form sit down interview style funny while also being able to weave in asking questions. That's very tactical.
Theo Von is also willing to sacrifice himself for the sake of the joke.
Yes.
Like he's not afraid of being canceled. He's not afraid of saying something that's on his mind. And I feel like that unhinged humor like gets to people because they're like, oh wait, I don't really want to go there. Or did you really just say that? Like I don't think Drewski. I think Drewski says some things that are out of pocket. I think Theo Von will just like go all in.
Yeah, and I think also like Drewski looks up to Theo because Theo Von is funny on the internet, but that's a real comedian.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like none of these other people. Besides, I can't even remember. I don't think anyone else on the list is an actual comedian.
Like stand up?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that most of these people, if you saw them do their own stand up, a lot of them have tried. Like, there's funny moments, but it don't hit. Like a whole Theo Von stand up special is gonna get anyone laughing.
Yeah.
He's different. I would have thought this nigga Andrew Schultz tries to be on here. You know what I mean? I think he kind of fell off.
I don't like Andrew Schultz.
He's so unfunny, bro.
He's not even
unfunny.
Like Andrew Schultz.
He's just weird, bro.
He fell off.
I was late to the party, and I watched one episode that I thought was funny, and then I went deeper, and I'm like, ooh, I don't really like you. You make me feel kind of weird with your little mustache and your little haircut.
The haircut, bro. Pre this crazy haircut, Andrew Schultz. He was really funny.
Really? I'm honestly not familiar with this game.
Before that, I mean, remember, Flagrant 2 in the early days was actually a really good podcast. I used to really enjoy that, but then they kind of, I'm happy for their success. You know what I mean? It's dope that, niggas is clearly getting way more money than they was getting before. So like clearly something's going right. But it blew up and it did kind of get more shock value-y. It does make you a little uncomfortable. It sucks.
My problem with his podcast is, and I honestly have watched all of 3 episodes, if I'm being honest, and am late. So I'm not like an expert by any means, but from what I've seen, my problem is as much with him as it is with his co-hosts, because I don't think he is particularly funny. But I also think his co-hosts just suck his dick the whole time. And it makes for an unwatchable episode. It looks like he's surrounded by like 3 yes men that will literally just emphasize whatever he says. And all I want is a countering point.
Have you seen him on Brilliant Idiots with Charlamagne?
No.
You haven't seen Brilliant Idiots at all?
No.
It's not in their prime also before this happened. That's a very good back and forth because it's so different. Like, so Charlamagne will go at him and challenge him. So when that's good, that's of quality. But yeah,
I'll watch that.
Even that, it fell off a little bit. I don't know.
You kind of started on it, but is there anyone else that you guys thought maybe should have been included on the list somewhere, but was left off?
I'm happy. I don't know. I was happy to see Lou Ratchet get on there. I think Lou Ratchet is real life funny.
Yeah. I only really know him from that one video.
Your man.
Actually, no, it's 2. I think he's like, "Where your mom's at?"
Yeah. Where your mom at?
He's got some legendary like clips.
He's fucking funny. I went down. He got me on YouTube Shorts one day, and I was scrolling crazy. I'm trying to think who I wish was on here, and I think they got everybody.
They did a pretty good job.
Yeah, I mean, there's some streamers that are funny, but this is everybody. that was a good list for Complex. Complex has been on a little roll. Oh no, Apple did that music list actually.
Yeah. But I mean, looking at them, you see Drewski, you see Kai. We were watching it before we came in here. Did you guys watch the live stream with Kevin Hart?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
I mean, I think Kevin Hart impressed me because I've been off Kevin Hart, and like we saw in the first live stream, he was really good. And I think that just with Drewski, it was same type of energy. I was surprised that he was able to be on the entire time because that's an old man, a 44-year-old man, so small, which was hilarious to see. But yeah, they killed. I thought him and Kai have really just incredible chemistry together.
I mean, Kai literally looked.